Goedemorgen allemaal. Good morning everyone. Dear mama and rest of family and friends. I do hope mama, ik hoop echt mami dat je meedoet. Nu dat je ook 2 yoga blokken en een strap zelfs hebt. Dus ik ga je straks binnenkort weer even bellen. Kijken hoe het gaat. So yes, everyone, good morning. Back again for a Hatha practice. Today again it'll be all about slow movement and grounding. The seasons are changing. The other week it was a little warm, so I thought to do a more warming and cooling practice. But we're really heading for fall. And when the seasons change, according to the Ayurveda, ancient science of Ayurveda, when seasons change, and now when we go into autumn, there's a lot of Vata in the air. And Vata brings a lot of energy and airiness and spaciness. And when it's in balance, you can be super creative and very productive. But when it's out of balance with a lot of stuff, everything needs to be in balance. It can cause you to feel anxious and not at ease, and so that's why back with a more grounding practice. Yes, let's start in crocodile this time. Just like we do, trying to arrive here on the mat. We are approaching the end of the week, so take along and become conscious of what your body has carried you through this week, work-wise, family-wise, sports-wise. Yes, and become mindful of maybe areas that need a little extra gentle touch, or not too much exertion. So take that along. Maybe even little injuries. Be mindful and do what feels good. Move in a way that feels good. So first of all, here in crocodile, start just observing the flow of your breath in and out, just like it is. No judging, just observing. And once you've become aware of the flow of your breath, and maybe see if you can notice your belly pressing into the mat on your inhale, and on your exhale, your belly button retracts away from the mat. Maybe you notice the sides of your lower back expanding because of your breath, sending your breath all the way down to the belly. And of course, breathing through the nose, in and out. And see if during this practice we can think of the breath being continuous. So when we're moving, really try to let the breath guide your movement. And I'm sure it's not always going to work, but once you notice, just just try again, go back, notice the breath, and let the breath lead you. Good. Now bring your legs closer together. And on after a nice inhale, on your exhale, firm up the legs together. Firm up your glutes. Maybe even lift up your pelvic floor if you're familiar with that. And then also at the end of your exhale, pull your belly button towards your spine. And when your inhale starts, release the belly button, release the pelvic floor, release your buttocks, release the legs. Just do that a few times, like a little wave going through your body on your exhale. So inhale, exhale, firm the legs, pull up the pelvic floor, engage the buttocks, belly button to spine. Inhale, let go, belly button, pelvic floor, buttocks, legs. Just take this 3 times with your own breath. Good. All right. And then we brought a little more awareness in our pelvis by doing this little exercise. Now, take your hands under your shoulders and come back and press into child's pose. Oh no, let's take a few cat-cows, sorry. Just a few cat-cows to warm up the spine. Let me take off my scarf. Yeah. Okay, so a few cat-cows just to warm up the spine. So inhale, nose up, exhale, curl, rounding the spine. Inhale up, nose up, exhale, round the spine. Good. Inhale and round. Good. Now let's press back into child's pose already. What we want to do here is, while we are in child's pose, see if you can bring your belly up and in. So pull your belly up and in. It's also it's also similar to pulling your belly button to spine, but then I also want to really pull your belly a little bit up. See if you can pull your belly up in your rib cage. Good. On the exhale and on the inhale, let it go. So on your exhale, belly button to spine, and maybe the rest of your belly, try and pull it up. And exhale, release. So inhale, release. So take a nice inhale and exhale, belly button to spine, and maybe even work your belly up a little towards your rib cage. Inhale, release. And one more time, belly button to spine, rest of your belly up and in. And inhale, release. Good. Now let's take our hands to the right on a diagonal and really press with your index finger and your thumb mostly into the floor. Take a nice stretch here on your left side and play around with what you feel, what you notice when you actually push your index finger and your thumb more into the floor, or when you don't do it, when you have just your hands reaching. Notice if you feel a difference in that activation. Good. Now bring your hands to the middle and over to the left. And we do the same. So we have let go of the breath. My bad, sorry. We're just focusing on the stretch here and focusing on pressing our index finger and our thumb into the mat. Good. And now let's come back to the middle. And let's roll up, engaging or initiating from the belly button. So belly button to spine. And then just roll up to seated. Yeah, on your heels. Good. Then we're going to come into, we're still on our knees, but we're going to come on our hurken in het Nederlands. So on our heels, on our feet, knees forward. In Dutch we say hurken, but in English I have no clue. Squat? Yeah, squat. But you don't need your heels on the floor. We're just going to be like this, and they're called frogs, and we're just going to go pump up and down. And we don't need to stretch all the way up, just warming up the quads, warming up the hips. And maybe already you want to use blocks here if you can't reach to the floor that far. So you take your blocks under there and you keep on going with your froggies. And we're not going to combine anything with the breath yet. We're just warming up the legs, lubricating the hips and the knees and the ankles. Good. All right. So you can also, let's take these to the side. Okay. So just a few more of these little froggies. We're noticing our legs, I'm sure they're warming up. Good. All right, then let's go back and come to all fours. Ruben, lig je daar lekker, babe? Lekker in het zonnetje. Nou, hardly any sun, but still morning over here. Okay, so when we're in all fours, we're going to continue with our cat pose reach. So we're going to, first of all, let's reach out our left leg, and we're taking our right hand forward. But let's stay here for a moment and make sure we're really engaging our belly button towards the spine. So you can see your lower back might be filling out upward a little. Good, hold it there, keep that engagement. Then you're going to reach your right hand out and lift your left leg. And here we go, we've done it a few times. It's a real nice warm-up exercise for your core. Here we go, curl in and reach out. We exhale in the curl and we reach. Take 3 more times, exhale and reach. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. 1 more. Of course, you can always take more, but make sure you combine it with the breath. Let's take 2 more, and then we're at 7 or 8. And let's take those last 2 real slow. Exhale and inhale. Full control. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Good. All right. Then plant your hand down again and your knee down. Maybe you want to just sit back and shake out that left arm that was supporting you through that. And then let's take that left leg out and take it to the right side. Yes, so your left leg is out. It's still that engagement here. Left leg out and then take it to the right. And then your gaze also goes to the right. Just a nice stretch here for your left, your whole side of your left. Find your breath. One more breath. Good. And then place that leg down, knee to the ground, and let's do the cat pose reach on the other side. All right, so again, pressing through the hands, knees are under our hips, and we're going to extend our right leg here. First, really make sure you're lifted here in your lower belly. Good, and if we're ready, we're going to reach that left hand out, the right hand up. And on an exhale, we curl. And inhale, we reach. We're going to go for 8. And reach. And exhale. Inhale. Good. And maybe one more. And then we're going to go the 2 last ones, take it really slow. We go exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Full control. Inhale, reach. Very good. Okay. Take your hand down, take your leg down. Then take that right leg back out, straight back out, and take it over to the left. Good. And then we're here, and then we're going to take our gaze to our right foot that went towards the left. Feeling that nice stretch on the right side. Sometimes you can play around a little bit here when you feel the stretch the most. If you lean a bit more to the right with your hips. Or when you come a little forward or back, it's just see what feels good. Okay. And then take your gaze back, take your leg back and knee down to the floor. And then we've done that warm up. What we're now going to do is just curl our toes under, turn our palms the other way, hands the other way, so fingers pointing backward. And then we're just going to slowly move our weight towards our heels. Well, when our feet are curled under, our toes are curled under, sorry. And we're just going to take these hands and slowly bring them back. And you bring your weight back and your hands at the same time. So just slowly creeping back while stretching your hands and your lower arms and the palms and the fingers. And then when you're here, back at your feet, you're actually also stretching your toes nicely here. And again, notice if you can really pull back your belly button towards the spine and you curl, you round your back a little bit as in cat. And when you arch to the front as a cow, so let's cat-cow here, seated with our hands turned backward if that feels good. Otherwise, turn them back around. But it is a nice stretch for your hands here. And then let's take just 3 cat-cows while seated here. So exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, arching. Last one. Exhale, rounding. And inhale, arching. Looking up. Good. All right. Now turn your hands around. Maybe come sit backward on your feet. If that's too much for you, you can go sit like this. But we're not going to stay very long. We're just going to massage our wrists a little bit. And then we're going to continue. We're going to have a little flow, sorry. So we're going to go back to all fours. And we do a little flow. I'll show you first. So we come to all fours, and our flow will be inhale to up dog. Inhale. Exhale to down dog. So curl your toes under down dog. Inhale to plank, and exhale the child's pose. But we're not going to stay there long. We're just going to continue right away on the inhale. Inhale, we go into up dog. Maybe you have to move your feet a little bit. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. And exhale to child's pose. Good. Maybe what you can do when we continue, when you come out of your child's pose, you just crawl a little forward with your hands to get a little more space here for your up dog. Good. Okay, so I think that's clear. We're going to go from all fours to up dog, to down dog, to plank, and then down to child's pose. And coming out of child's pose, we just crawl our fingers a little forward to get a little more space for our up dog. But again, in the up dog, you also want to have your shoulders up from your wrists. Yes, good. Okay, so here we go. In all fours. Inhale to up dog. Very, how do you call it? Coincidental. We're doing the ups and the down dogs, and Ruby comes in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, child's pose. Good. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, curl your toes under. Down dog. Inhale to plank. And exhale to child's pose. And now try and see and do this on your own, following your breath. So inhale. And here we can try and see if we can keep that breath continuous. Inhale. Exhale. And sometimes that means our movement is a little shorter, if our breath is not as long. Let's take this 2 more times. Very good. And now we're here in child's pose. Let's come to all fours and then curl our toes under. Curl our toes under. And then walk your feet towards your hands, wherever is comfortable. Your knees are bent. Your head shakes yes. Your head shakes no. Good. And then we're going to take our hands to our waist, and on an inhale we come halfway up. And on an exhale, we come the rest of the way up. Okay, good. We arrived at our standing positions, standing poses part. So, ooh, my hair. Let's see. So we're going to take a wide stance. I can show it like this too. Yeah, I'm going to take a wide stance. So about 3 feet apart. 3 feet, maybe 4 feet, so 1 meter to 1 meter and 20 centimeters, something like that. Good. So we're taking a wide stance, and then we're going to first bend our knees. So we're going to come in a sort of a squat, but we want to make sure our knees are guiding over our foot, never in. It's better even to work them a little bit backward. Good. And then we tend to lean forward. But let's see if we can really stack our shoulders over our hips. Good. And let's take a few breaths here while securing this pose. Ooh, there was a blue jay making some racket. Okay, so we're standing here. We're trying to find our breath. I haven't even talked about the breath, only told you, let it be continuous. But always find that breath down, send it towards your belly. Good. So we're noticing our quads are warming up. If you can always go a little deeper. And in a few breaths, we're gonna, let's start here. We're gonna take our arms up. And exhale down into goddess. And inhale up. And exhale to goddess. Think about belly up and in. And inhale up. Exhale down. Knees are leading out. Inhale up. And exhale down. So the arms are going to go into goal posts. So we're up here and down. Again, knees are leading over the feet. Knees are guided towards the back. Not in, but really back. Good. And your shoulders stacked over your hips. Inhale back up. Exhale to goddess. Inhale up. Exhale to goddess. You can take along your gaze when you come up. Go up. And on your exhale, bring it straight forward. Good. Few more. And don't let the movement stop anywhere up or down. Good. En dan voel je hem al aankomen. You'll feel it coming. We're going to hold it here for a few breaths. See if you can really notice your feet grounding into the mat. The 4 points. The point under your tiny toe. The point under your big toe. And then the outsides of both heels. And you can even try to wiggle with your toes to make sure you're not cramping your feet. They're firm, but not cramping the toes. Good. And then come out and shake it out. Shake it out. And maybe take a few like this. That's always nice to get the hip flexors released. Good. All right, so now we're going to do warrior 2 with extended side angle, but then we're going to go on into a diagonal stretch towards the floor. Not going to sit or anything. We're going to keep in our warrior 2 legs. And so I'll show you. So yes, legs are nicely apart. We're going to take our right toes out to the short end of your mat and your left heel out to the other short end of your mat, and your right front heel is nicely lined up with the middle of your arch of your back foot. Good, so we got that. Hands at your waist for a moment and see if already here you can try and tilt your pelvis just a little bit so that we're not swaying like this, but that we're really getting our pelvis more aligned straight up in a way. Okay, on an inhale we're going to take our arms up, of course. Inhale up, and exhale we sink into that front knee, into our warrior 2. Nice open in the front, reaching both arms either way, front and back. Gaze is over our right hand. First, find your breath. Pushing through the feet. Pushing through those 4 points in your foot. Let the toes be, soft and relaxed. Good. All right, and then on an inhale, bring your right arm to your right thigh, left arm overhead past your left ear. Nice. See if you can push away from your thigh. Good. Your gaze can be forward or down or up, but whatever feels good today. Again, don't lose that engagement around your pelvis, so belly button to spine, belly up and in. And then we're gonna take these hands forward. So I'm gonna put my hands right here at Ruby's butt, or under her butt, because I would like her to stay. Okay, so we're here, we're on a diagonal with our arms. And we're going to have our head in between our arms so that our ears are touching our upper inside of our upper arms. So you notice you're really working that front quad, front leg. Over here you can see, to get a more stretch in, maybe you can send your hips a little backward. Push them a little backward. Good. Feeling that quad working, stretching the back. Head is in between your arms. Good. And then walk back up. Put your right arm back on your right thigh. Good. Press through that foot. Let's come through. Press through that front foot, sorry. So we're in our extended side angle. And on an inhale, pushing through the front foot, taking our arm, leveraging us up, back into our initial starting position to the front. Good. So maybe you want to do this again, working the legs. Good. All right, come back to that wide stance. Now we're going to take it to the left. Left foot out, toes out to the short end of your mat, and the right heel out to the other short end of your mat. Nicely lined up, hands on your hips. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, bend front knee. Come into your warrior two. Find this nice opening here on the front, lengthening through the arms. Think belly button to spine. Breath goes down. Good. And on your next inhale, bring your left lower arm to your left thigh, right arm overhead. Past your ear, over your head, to the other side. One nice line from your right fingertips to the right outside foot. Find your breath. See if you can release any tension around the shoulders. So try to create a little more space between your shoulder and your ear, while not losing the line, the straightish line in your arm. Good. Then we're going to reach to the front. Take one hand to the front, the other one next to it. And we're going to take our head in between our arms, so our ears are at the height of at the inside of our upper arms. Very good. And we can, if you arrive there, maybe you want to press into the hands a little backward for a nice stretch. And maybe you have to take your hands a little further to find the stretch. Find your breath. And your knee is, of course, your left knee is nicely above your ankle. You're working, your left quad is working hard. Even though it's working hard, try and see if you can keep an easy, effortless breath. Good. And then walk your way back towards that knee. Place your left lower arm on your left thigh. Right arm goes back over into your extended side angle. And then on an inhale, push through that front foot and reach with that right back arm and come out. Good. All right, shake it out. Shake it out. And now that was a lot of opening. So to conclude our standing poses, we're going to take eagle here. So when you're ready, come. Standing, your feet can be next to each other. Let's shift our weight to our left foot. Come onto our right tippy toes, if you will, hands to your waist. Your standing leg will bend a little, good. And then our right leg goes either just on the other side Or if you're ready for it, twist all the way there around your calf. First, find your breath here. You can also just keep it here on the side. And once we found our position and we're not wiggling about anymore, let's take the arms along too. So then we take right over into our left elbow. Arms twist around or not, just here. And maybe see even here if you can pull up your pelvic floor, and maybe pull up your pelvic floor and engage your buttocks. Find your breath. One more breath. Good. And then push up and out, unravel arms and legs and take it to the other side. So we take our weight onto our right leg, left leg onto tippy toes, so we can easily step it to the other side, either on the toes or wrapped around. If you wrap around, I notice by myself that you need to go a little deeper in your position here. And when you found your breath, then maybe take your arms up and left elbow into right elbow. I'm gonna let my foot go here. Elbows, you'd like to keep them at the height of your shoulders here in eagle arms. And again, try not to do this, but really always keep that engagement, belly button to spine. Maybe even, tilting your pelvis a little bit because of that. That's tilting pelvis to the front. Good. Find your breath. Balancing and strengthening act here. Good. One more breath. And let it all go. Shake it out. Shake it out. Okay. Then let's come for some more warming action here. We're gonna go, I'm gonna keep this on. Yeah, it's not that warm. We're gonna come to the front of our mat and we're gonna take a half sun salutation down into down dog, and then we're gonna do some core work. So here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, so nicely lengthening through the spine and the neck. And exhale, fold again. Good. Plant your palms and then just step back into down dog. Walk it out. Really make sure you're pressing through the hands here. And let's come to our tippy toes for a moment. Maybe we need to bend our knees to really send those sits bones up. And then once those sits bones are up and you're really pressing through your hands, then you you start lowering your heels towards the floor and maybe lengthening, straightening your legs. Good. Pushing through the hands. See if you can make room in your back. Make room in your whole body in this position so your breath can flow. Good. And then, long enough in our down dog, we're going to come into plank. And then plank, we're going to continue. I don't want to keep you here too long with just knees to elbow. And you can take 10, you can take 20. This is already 5 and 6, 7, 8. Really pressing through the hands, keeping that core engaged up and there. So do what feels good to you, what your body can handle today. You don't need to go for 20. Good. Bring your knees back. Send those hips back into child's pose for a moment. And if you want to, you can take that another time. So you can take another 10 or 20. But I think, you know, we've done quite a bit. I just want to show one more time, just to make sure you keep good form while doing this. So when you come into your plank, you're really pressing through your hands. You're really pulling your belly button towards the spine. Keep your glutes engaged to feel that initial compactness of your core. And then lift your right knee to elbow. Right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Good. That's it. And then keep pushing through those arms. It's hard. And then bring back your knees to the floor. And if you need to, go back into child's pose. Find the breath there. Very nice. And then roll up from your child's pose by initiating at the belly button again. So rolling up with your core engaged. All right. And then we have one more ab exercise. Just side to side. So we're going to come lay on our backs. On our back. Anyway. And our knees are over our hips. If that's too hard when going from side to side in a minute, you can always take your knees a little bit in. So mama, if you're doing this with me, als je dit met me doet, you can always take your knees back and then go from side to side. Okay, so our arms are out in T position. Our knees are either above our hips or a little bit inward. And then we just go on an inhale, we go to the side. And exhale, we go back up. Inhale to the side. Exhale, back up. Inhale to the side. Exhale, back up. Good. Just do that a few more times. And see over time when you develop the strength, and or if you have it already, see if you can just let go of the arms so you're not really using them when you're going from side to side. Oh, that's my little winterkoninkje. Oh, Cookie. That's such a cute bird. I guess it's a wren in English. It's definitely my favorite little bird. I think I'm not sure about its song. It's pretty terror, as in not very pretty. But the little bird is so cute. So don't forget to breathe. So if your inhale ends here, that's where your exhale starts. Back up. If your inhale only brings you here, exhale is where you start, and you bring the movement. Let the movement accompany the breath. Okay, so I think we're pretty good here. I haven't counted. But the more you can let go of any pushing or stabilizing with your arms, and I know in the beginning that is hard, the more it'll come to your, the more you're working your core. Good. All right, now let's just take those legs in for a minute and give those hip flexors a rest here. We're gonna move on our bellies again for some active inversion. And I'm not sure I don't think we've done it here yet. So just wiggle around here with your knees, left to right, in and out. Out and in, I mean. Okay, and then roll to your side. I'm gonna roll this way. Roll to your side, and then let's, we're a lot on all fours today, I see, and I'm gonna go a little bit here, because Ruby's in the way a little bit. So yeah, for this active inversion, we're first going to start. Oh yeah, I can also do it like this. I can also show you like this. So we're on all fours, and I'm going to bring our elbows down. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's a good thing to take your block here to make sure your hands are positioned well. So take your block, and then come to your forearms. And you want to have the block as in an L, like this. Your hands make the shape of an L here, your fingers, and then your block is right there. And what we're going to do while we're here, so we were on all fours and then we came to our forearms with our block in between our hands. We're going to really press through the forearms, and we're going to take the knees together now. So place the knees together and maybe a little backward, like say 5 centimeters or like 3 inches. And what we're going to do then, we're just going to move forward on an exhale and backward inhale. So pressing through the forearms, you notice when you press through your forearms, your core is getting activated. And inhale back. So exhale to the front, inhale back. So from the side it would look like this. Really pressing through your forearms, yes, and then coming forward. Keep pressing through those forearms and back. And forward and back. So we're working the core still, but we're also working our shoulders, working on strength in the shoulders, but also flexibility. Good. Okay. And it's good. I need to go now different, because otherwise you don't see my feet. Okay. So you're still here. Now what we're going to do, if this is good enough for you, like if you feel this plenty, then let's stay there. But otherwise take one more step, and that we're really going into our inversion, into our dolphin. And that is by curling under the toes, pressing through the forearms, and then sending our hips up. Good. Send our hips up. And then maybe you can walk a little closer. Then you can let your heels go as far as they come down towards the mat. And you really try to keep pushing through those forearms, and your head is in between your upper arms. Good. Working the shoulders, working the arms, creating strength in the upper body. Good. So either you stay here or you come out and push back into child's pose. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little more, you can do the swimming dolphin, and that would go like this. Forward and back with your hips up instead of what we did initially. So forward and back. Inhale to the front, press through those forearms, exhale back. Inhale, exhale back. I'll do it to the other side too. And at any moment when you feel tired or anything, come down with your knees to the mat. No shame in that at all. Or press back into child's pose. Everybody is at a different level. Everybody has different days. There's tired days and there's energetic days. So listen to your body. I can't say that enough. So here you see swimming dolphin, forward, pressing through those forearms. Exhaling back, hips stay up. Good. Now I've had enough, so I'm going to take my knees down. I think most of you probably too. So press back into child's pose, either with your legs together or legs open, whatever feels good. And after a dolphin like this, maybe you want to take your arms backward next to your body instead of extended in the front. Good. So stay here for a few breaths. Refocus. Recuperate. And see if there's any tension here anywhere. That on your exhale, see if you can, with your mind, guide that exhale, so to speak, to the areas that are feeling a little tense. Maybe the shoulders, they can tense up there. Good. All right. And when you're ready, let's roll slowly up, but we are staying seated because we're going to continue with our back bend, and we're going to do a locust prep, and we have done that one before, and I think I can show it without shoving Ruby on the side. So yes, so when you're recovered from the swimming dolphin, if you were doing that, let's come back onto our belly for our locust. We don't need the block. We're just gonna start on our belly, maybe even in crocodile. Just a moment. Good. And then a locust, yeah, you don't see my head at all. Let me see. I'm going to go backward a little bit. Yeah. Or I'm just going to push her butt a little bit like this. Maybe then. Good girl. Yeah. Oh, it's a good girl. Nee, stay. Yeah, good girl. Oi, 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 oi. Nee, stay. Oh my goodness, now I made it worse. Oh my gosh, Ruby. Honey, you need to go that way. You gotta go back that way. Yes, good girl. Oh, ze good girl. Nee, stay. Heel goed. Brave cookie. Nee, stay. I know. Stay. Stay. Okay. Okay, so we're on our belly for locust. And what we're gonna do first is bringing our arms back. And we're gonna start off with our forehead on the floor. Arms are next to our body. Hand palms down. And then we're gonna see, before I do anything, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta engage your belly, engage your buttocks, belly button to spine. Then we're gonna, let's lift that right foot up. So bend your right knee. And your foot is pointing towards the ceiling. The sole of your foot is pointing to the ceiling. And then let's come to our chin. So here we are on our chin. Our right leg is bent. Our arms are next to us. Our chin is going to stay. Our chin is going to stay on the floor. But on an inhale, you're going to take an inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to lift that right foot up. But what you want to make sure is that your pelvis, your pelvic bones, your hip bones stay on the mat. So you're lifting that leg. There's a little back bend here happening on the right side, sort of. And if you can, see if you can really let that left side relax and the right side is engaged. Good. Good. Okay, now lower that right leg, knee down, extend the leg. Now we're going to lift the other leg up. So the sole of our foot, we're going to bend the left knee. The sole of our left foot is facing up towards the ceiling. Our chin is still on the mat. We take a nice inhale. On an exhale, we're going to lift that left leg up. So really engaging the glute, the hamstrings there in the back. The rest of our body, our belly button is still working towards our spine to protect our lower back. But see if you can, and both hip bones are still on the mat. So we're not going here, No, we're keeping those hips level on the mat. And see if you can disengage, so to speak, the whole right side, but really engage the left. Good. Nice. One more inhale. Lift maybe a little higher, keeping those hip bones on the floor though. And then exhale, knee back down. Then stretch them out for a moment. And maybe take it to one cheek. Take your, maybe on your right cheek and wiggle your hips a little bit. And then come back to your chin. Engage. We're going to bend both knees now and lift both legs. So we're gonna bend the knees, the soles of our feet, how do you call it? Directed towards the ceiling. Good. We're going to engage the glutes. We're going to have belly button to spine and pressing our pelvis into the mat. And then I'm already, by that action alone, your knees lift already. By engaging the glutes, pressing the pelvis into the floor. And then see if you can lift just a little more. Creating the strength that we would need for the real locust. This is the locust prep. Creating strength. So, hold on. Keep your breathing. And now one more inhale. Maybe lift just a little higher. And on your exhale, let it all go. Good. All right. Now take your arms back under your head, how we started, as in crocodile, sort of. So, forearms folded. And now take your head very slowly left to right. And then take the soles of your feet up again and just windshield wipe your legs left to right. Very nice. And then we're going to come up. Once we've windshield wiped a few more, we're going to come up and come into staff pose. So let's come up. So put your hands under your shoulders and press back up to all fours maybe, and make your way into Dandasana, staff pose. All right. Ja, is toch wel lekker hier in Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. Let's. Yeah, it's going to go 20 degrees again, or maybe 21. But well, no. It's more like 18. Can't be 21. Okay, so then we're here. After our back bends, we are starting with our twists. So what we're going to do, we're going to take bend our left knee and take it over to the right side of our right leg. Good. We're going to activate through the foot. So maybe I'll go sit a bit like this. So legs are straight, your right leg is straight in front, left leg is bent over. I'm going to hug the right knee, and we're going to take our left hand behind our sacrum on the floor, and we're going to take a twist to the left. Our right leg is actively pushing back down in the mat. And exhale over your shoulder, twist. Inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, we come back forward. And then we're going to continue by folding this left knee on top of our right. So if you can, so left knee, your left leg is bent, stays bent, was bent already, stays bent, and then comes down there. Right knee is under your left knee, and your left foot is here on the right side of your right thigh. And we're going to take our arms up, and we're going to exhale and bend from the hips a little bit. You feel already the stretch coming there at the back side. Just hold this for a moment. Find your breath, active foot, that leg is pressing down in the floor. Good. And then take your hands down and curl or fold over this knee. Maybe your head touches the knee, maybe not, maybe you're just here, and that's totally fine too. And maybe you feel even with every exhale that you can fold a little farther. And maybe walk back up. I want to try one more thing here with your arms also an eagle. See if you can fold forward and find that loop there. No, that's not necessary. Let's not do that. No, the only thing I wanted to show you indeed is how the stretch would feel if we would take also this leg and bend it. So if you can, just come up a little and then bend that left knee under you, so that right knee under you, so your right foot goes towards your left butt cheek, and your legs are getting stacked like this. It is really hard, so I don't expect any of you, people that I know and my family, and especially Mama, this is going to be very hard. But just see, and if it's not good, indeed, just extend that lower leg again. And otherwise, go take it under and bring the knees up, and sometimes it helps to come a little upward. And your feet are then at your thighs. So as you can see, my hips are quite tight. And I don't do this often enough, apparently. And I have to do it. That's why I did it today. So we can take our arms up if you're here. Otherwise, you're nicely there with one leg extended and the other leg bent on top of the other. But then again, lengthen it a little forward, and when you can't keep your head back straight anymore, take your arms down and maybe then fold over. See if you can let go of any tension, especially there in that left hip here. That's on top. Good. And when you've had enough, come out. We don't want to not feel good about anything. So that was our right leg that was in front. So let's take them out both in front for a moment here. Wiggle them out, and then let's do it on the other side. So our right leg bends and steps over to the left, over our left leg. We're going to wrap around with our left arm. Left arm goes around the right knee that is up, and then we're going to take our right hand behind the sacrum and lengthen in the spine. And on an exhale, we're going to twist from the waist, and then the rib cage, the chest, the shoulders, the head. You can sometimes even block this knee, but you could do that too. But just hold it now, since that we put it over on the other side. This holding is a bit more comfortable. Good. And then let's come out of that twist, easy peasy, and then bring that right knee on top of the left knee. And let's keep that leg extended, of course, first. And if you want to take it farther after a few, there comes Rosie. All right, inhale up, forward, a little forward bend from the hip. Feel that stretch on the bottom of your left leg that is straight. And then take him down and maybe just round over. Round the spine, and notice the extra stretch that is coming when you bring your chin towards your chest. So if that gets too intense, just lift your head a little up. Okay, now we've got a chicken. So take a few breaths here. Really listen to your body, because this is pretty you know, for me, extreme folding with the legs. And I'm sure for a lot of other people too, since I put up that it's beginner level. So yeah, these are all poses that I was taught for my 200 hours yoga teacher training. And they get you ready to teach a Hatha 1 class, a Hatha class for beginners. Okay, so come out of here and then see, I'm going to do it because I need to be even Steven, and I tried it on the other side. I did it on the other side. So then bend the knee, the leg that was underneath, bring that foot towards your buttocks, and then bring those knees up from each other again. Sometimes it helps to lift up a little bit, get those knees up above each other, and then sit back down. Your feet are on either side of your hips, but as you can see, my right hip is even more stiff than the other one, tight. And anyway, so sit nicely straight up. This stretch is already more than enough for me. I wouldn't need to really go forward and over, but if you can, go ahead. You can also just nicely lengthen and then bend from the hips like that without the arms, because this is stretching my hips already plenty. And this is Rosie. This is one of our chickens. I better not need to clean up after you, Rosie. I should have closed the gate. Maar stiekem, I wanted her to come up, of course, and show off my chicken. So there she is. Okay, maybe I'm gonna fold over a little bit anyway here. But if that is too much, by all means, come out of it. Stretch that left leg under there. Unfold the other one. Good. Okay, I definitely misjudged. It is quite chilly. I'm going to put my jacket back on. We've had the twist. We did that. Yes, and we had a fold. I'm going to just take my jacket and come back for... So we can take one more seated position maybe. That's a little bit moving. So we're going to come into, let's come into butterfly with a little bit of movement. I'm going to put my socks on too. So let's come into butterfly. Well, I'll wait with the socks. Get this over. So come into your butterfly. So the soles of your feet are together. You're sitting up on your sits bones. You might need, I know you need, most people need a blanket here under the buttocks to make sure you're not rounding in your lower back. So soles of your feet together. Good. Sit nicely up, high up on the sits bones. And then let's activate through the pose first. Let's do this right. So hold on to your ankles. Maybe even see if we can press down just with your muscles, your knees a little bit down to the floor. Press the soles of your feet together. Really lengthen through the back, your lower back, the middle back, all the way up into the spine and your neck. I mean, your whole spine, but all the way up into your neck, and the crown of your head is leading. So see if you can bend from the hips a little forward with a straight back. Good. Take a few breaths. Nice stretch here for the inner thighs. Good. And then let's take our hands forward on our fingertips and let's just sway a little from side to side. And the swaying movement will eventually make your brain think it's okay, it's all right, and then you're probably more able to release in your hips, while swaying from side to side. So just side to side, slowly. You can breathe in to one side, exhale to the other. Let your head go. And maybe you're here, that's also fine, but find that swaying motion. Trying to tell your brain it's all good. You can relax. Telling your body you can relax. And maybe you notice it yourself. The tension in your hips releases a little more. Good. All right, and then slowly sway back up. Good. And then help your knees, guide them up, back up. The knees together. Good. All right, maybe point and flex the feet a little bit here. All right, and then let's come to our supported bridge. Yeah. So take a block. Yeah, you need a block for supported bridge. Duh. Okay. And come to your backs. And then place your block under your pelvis. And for anyone who has their menstrual period, you don't need to take a block. You don't want to raise your hips up here at the last end. So otherwise, place the block there. Arms nicely active next to you on the floor. Good, pressing in there. Even curl your shoulders under a little bit. All right, and then bring those knees up. And maybe you like to stay here, or you wanna, I would definitely recommend bringing your feet up to the ceiling. Finding the breath back in the lower belly. Okay, she's finding a comfy spot. Maybe I'll find an egg later. Has happened, of course, plenty of times. Okay, so while you're here, winding down, giving your feet a break, giving your legs a break. See if you can feel the breath in your nose. See if you can relax your cheeks and your jaw, the temples, your ears, your mouth, your tongue. An ever slight little smile also helps to get rid of tension in the face or a certain folds or whatever you call it. So really try to relax the face. Notice the breath in your nose. And then bring your feet down. Take away your block. And then make your way into Shavasana for a short systematic relaxation. Grab anything you need, maybe a blanket under your head or over you, socks, because during relaxation your body temperature will drop because you're not as active, obviously, as throughout the other part. Good. So come into your Shavasana. Make any adjustments. Make sure you're nice and comfortable, that nothing is in your way of really relaxing. Close your eyes and again relax your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue, the front of your throat. Soften the sides of your neck, all the way into your collarbones, your shoulders. Relax your upper arms. Relax your lower arms. All the way down your wrists, your hands, your fingers, all the way to your fingertips. Relax to the sweet little sounds of Rosie. Relaxing your way back up, hands, wrists, lower arms, upper arms. Soften your chest. Relax around your heart. Soften your abdomen. Let go of any tension in your hips. Relax your thighs, your knees, your shins, ankles, tops of your feet, all the way into your toes. The tips of your toes. Soften the soles of your feet. Soften the heel. Soften your calves and feel the support of your mat, your floor. Relax the backs of your upper legs, your hamstrings, your glutes. And then see and try if you can sense for the space in the middle of your pelvis. Sense for the space behind your navel. Sense for the space around your heart. Your throat. Sense for the space in the middle of your head, right behind the middle of your eyes. Sense for the space at the crown of your head. And then slowly start to wiggle your fingertips, your fingers, your toes. And then roll to your side. Keep your eyes closed, maybe for one more breath here. And slowly open your eyes and push yourself up to seated. Maybe just for a moment on a blanket. Either an easy pose or any other comfortable pose. Take your hands to your knees or wherever they fall and are comfortable. Your elbows are nice and relaxed. Close your eyes for just a few more breaths. And one more time, bring your attention to your heart and the space around it. And then bring your hands, palms together at your heart. Fold forward to seal in the benefits of your practice. And come back up. Namaste. And thank you for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. And I loved the company. So, hope to see you for next week. Hopelijk tot ziens, tot de volgende keer. En nog een hele fijne rest van jullie dag. Have a nice rest of your day. Namaste.